President Joe Biden announcing an ambitious vaccination plan. This comes after the White House partly brokered a deal between pharmaceutical giants Merck and Johnson & Johnson to help roll out its new one-shot coronavirus vaccine. In the meantime, the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops is telling Catholics to avoid getting the J&J vaccine after reports it uses cells from aborted fetal tissue derived in 1985. Joining us now to discuss is the chairman and CEO of GeoVax's, David Dodd. David, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So this is a very ambitious plan. What is it going to take for Biden to achieve this, given how difficult it has been to get vaccine to certain states like New York?
The biggest challenge in the production to achieve this, to get the volume out there, is really going to be the retooling of existing vaccine manufacturing so that it can accommodate the technology that Johnson & Johnson uses versus what Merck has traditionally used. So that'll be the biggest challenge. And that'll take a few months to actually accomplish. It's feasible to be able to do that, but it's a challenge in vaccines. You don't just simply go to one factory and just put your product in there and it starts running. You've got to acclimate it. You've got to work with the type of cell line that's being used. You've got to transfer all of that manufacturing and process development technology in there, validate it, get it approved by the FDA, and then move forward into an active manufacturing production run. I believe that they're going to put every effort behind to do that as quickly and successfully as possible to meet that deadline. Whether or not it's the end of May or if it's the middle of June, it's still an ambitious deadline that they've set.
Yeah, and David, I don't know if you recall, but way back, I mean, it was almost a year ago, we were discussing with you how the vaccines are actually manufactured and whether or not that was an issue when it came to the problems with the distribution and getting the vaccines to the individual states. You know, will this Johnson & Johnson vaccine alleviate some of that backlog when it comes to manufacturing? And how far have we come in terms of manufacturing the Moderna or the Pfizer vaccine as well?
Sure. The Moderna and the Pfizer vaccine, they use a different technology. It's a different manufacturing process. They're able to manufacture much faster. The downside is multiple doses, extreme frozen state that you have to deliver. So you have those types of challenges. Other technologies with Johnson & Johnson, you've got a more accommodating, I would call it, type of manufacturing technology because you end up with a minimal refrigeration and in some cases it looks like a single dose. So that'll be very beneficial and all. The challenge is that you grow the Johnson & Johnson, the AstraZeneca, the GeoVax, my company, we all are cell-based, so we have to grow cells as part of the process. That takes a little bit longer, depending on the type of cell line you use. They use a mammalian cell line. My company uses a duck or a chicken cell line to avoid any type of contamination related to people or infectious risk and all. So there are different technologies that one works on. At the end of the day, it's all about getting the manufacturing installed, validated, and then cranking it up as fast as you can go. That's what it comes down to.
All right, and we're almost out of time, but how is the GeoVax vaccine coming along?
Proceeding very well. We are currently, as we've said, we're completing. It's frustrating as can be because we're in the process of completing our animal testing to then sit down again with the NIH and with BARDA to then receive accelerated funding to move into human clinical trials, and that'll be very important. And so it's like every day you wonder how far along are you, but we're in that process and we expect to crank it up soon.
All right. Thank you so much, David. It is a long process. We appreciate you joining us.